In the days when Ahab ruled Israel, darkness had fallen upon the land. The king had turned his heart away from the God of his fathers and embraced the worship of Baal, led by his wife, the wicked queen Jezebel.
Why do you look to the heavens and see only dust, my king? Your father's God is silent, but Baal speaks in thunder. He brings the rain. A true king bows to no one but the storm.
But God had not abandoned his people. From the hills of Gilead came a man named Elijah, a prophet chosen to turn Israel back to the Lord.
As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word.
So you have come to curse my kingdom, you troubler of Israel.
And just as Elijah had declared, the rain stopped. The sky became like bronze, and the earth like iron. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and the people suffered greatly. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah.
Leave this place and go east. Hide by the brook Cherith. You will drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed you there.
Elijah obeyed the Lord. He went to the brook Cherith and stayed there. And every morning and evening, ravens brought him bread and meat, and he drank from the brook. But as the drought continued, even the brook Cherith began to dry up. Day by day, the water grew less, until there was nothing left.
I asked for no rain, and God listened. Perhaps I should have asked to keep one stream.
Then the Lord spoke to Elijah again.
Go at once to Zarephath in Sidon, and stay there. I have commanded a widow there to supply you with food.
When Elijah arrived at the town gate of Zarephath, he saw a widow gathering sticks. He called to her and asked for water and bread.
Would you bring me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink? And please bring me a piece of bread.
Elijah said to her with great faith,
As surely as the Lord your God lives, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little olive oil. I am gathering sticks to prepare a final meal for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die.
Don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me, and then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. The jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land.
The widow did as Elijah had told her. And just as the Lord had promised through Elijah, the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry. Day after day there was food for Elijah, the woman, and her son. Sometime later, the widow's son became ill. His sickness grew worse and worse, until finally he stopped breathing. The widow's grief turned to anger.
What do you have against me, man of God? Did you come to remind me of my sin and kill my son?
Elijah took the boy from her arms and carried him to the upper room where he was staying. He laid the boy on his bed and cried out to the Lord. He stretched himself out on the boy 3 times and cried out to the Lord.
Lord my God, have you brought tragedy even upon this widow I am staying with by causing her son to die? Lord my God, let this boy's life return to him.
The Lord heard Elijah's cry, and the boy's life returned to him. He lived. Elijah picked up the child and carried him down to his mother.
Look, your son is alive.
Now I know that you are a man of God, and that the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth.
After 3 years of drought, the word of the Lord came to Elijah.
Go and present yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land.
The time had come for the greatest confrontation between the true God and the false god Baal. Elijah stood before all the people of Israel on Mount Carmel, along with 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah.
How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him. I am the only one of the Lord's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Get 2 bulls. Let Baal's prophets choose one. Cut it into pieces and put it on wood, but not set fire to it. I will prepare the other bull. You call on the name of your God, and I'll call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers by fire, he is God.
The prophets of Baal called on the name of their God from morning until noon. "Baal, answer us," they shouted, but there was no response.
Shout louder. Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened.
They danced around the altar they had made. At the time of the evening sacrifice, Elijah stepped forward. He repaired the altar of the Lord, which had been torn down, using 12 stones, one for each of the tribes descended from Jacob. Then Elijah commanded something that seemed impossible during a drought.
Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and on the wood. Do it again. Do it a 3rd time.
They did as he commanded, until the water ran down around the altar and filled the trench. Then Elijah stepped forward and prayed simply and powerfully.
Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again.
Then the fire of the Lord fell. It burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, the soil, even licked up the water in the trench. When all the people saw this, they fell prostrate and dried out.
The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God.
Elijah said to Ahab,
Go, eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain.
Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel, bent down to the ground, and prayed. 7 times he sent his servant to look toward the sea. The 7th time the servant reported, "A cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea." And so the Lord proved himself as the one true God. Through his faithful prophet Elijah, he showed that he alone commands the heavens and the earth. He alone is worthy of worship, and he alone is God.